Hey everybody, today is January 9th, 2021, or 2021, however you want to pronounce it. It's a brand new year. Doesn't feel much different, but I hope you had a good New Year's. And I have quite a bit to talk about. There's much that has happened to me within these last few months. But I'll start off just talking about 2020 and how horrible of a year it was, not just for myself for the most part, but especially for the rest of the world. Personally speaking, around the beginning of the year, in February, I lost my dog, Banjo, to cancer, lymphoma. He was only 8 years old, and I miss him every day. But it wasn't too long after that when we adopted another dog, a Cavalier Spaniel, and I've had him for close to a year now. And he's been a little difficult to train. He could be a little bit annoying at times, but he's a really loving and caring dog, and I'm really grateful to have him. It was also a year that was wrought by the the worst bouts of depression and loneliness that I've had to endure, thinking like my life was going nowhere. I didn't have any friends, not making any life experiences, and I'm still in the same position for the most part. But in December, I finally managed to get somewhere in life. I applied to this job cleaning at an office building, and I received a phone call the next day to schedule an interview. And I answered the questions during that interview to the best of my ability. And it wasn't too long after, like a few days later, and I received a message where they told me that I was hired and I could come to work the next day. And ever since then, I've been working as a cleaner at an office building for a little over a month now. I started on December 1st. And on my very first day, they had someone shadow me, teach me just everything that they do. And, I was surprised to find out that's not a whole lot involved. It really only takes 30 minutes to an hour to clean. And I was also surprised at the state of which the washrooms were left in, where there was a lot of grime left on the toilets and in the sinks. And I spent well over 3 hours cleaning it all up. And that pretty much told me that, they really don't care a whole lot about uh, upkeeping the the look of the place. But the most that I have to do each day when I'm working is just simply replace the garbages, um, clean the toilets and sinks, sweep and mop the floors, and that's about it. It only takes less than an hour. I couldn't be more thankful to be in this position, be able to have this job, especially during a time like now. I'm grateful, and it's given me new opportunities to look forward to. That I can finally, that I'm finally able to save up my own money and have some sort of income. But anyways, that's all that has happened personally for me that I'd like to update on. And as for the rest of the world during 2020, it was also a year of unprecedented world events, mainly the pandemic that struck the world early that year and brought about so much suffering that we are continuing to deal with to this very day. And the consequences and the effects of the pandemic will be felt for a long time to come, long after, even after the vaccines are distributed. We will still be recovering from the suffering and damage the pandemic has wrought upon the world. And there was much more political turmoil throughout the year. The protests against racial inequality, Black Lives Matter protests, the US election. And you can check out my other video where I delve into my thoughts on the election and just everything that has happened throughout my time being engaged in politics. So, anyways, that's all I have to talk about. Again, I hope you had a great New Year's, and let's just hope this year won't be will be at least a little bit decent. Let's hope, but not really off to a good start. Um, After what happened in the U.S. at Capitol Hill, doesn't really bode well for the rest of the year. Let's hope I'm wrong.